There's an attack coming from far away.
Not coming, Bruce. It's already here.
Do you remember 2017? I know it feels like hundreds of years ago now, right? But cast your mind back. That's right. Picture it. Hold it in your head now. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, it was good, wasn't it? When you could go outside in public, meet people, hang out with friends, go drinking. But in the midst of all those good times, millions of comic film and internet nerds decided to stay indoors instead. And the reason for us all staying indoors? It's not just because we're part gremlin and we're allergic to sunshine. That's only one reason. The other main reason in 2017 was then we could stay in and trash talk the recently released Justice League movie. Now the movie was going to be DC's equivalent of the Avengers, a blockbuster of epic proportions which is going to bring together the comic publisher's greatest heroes. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg. What we actually got though was essentially cinematic syphilis that infected everyone associated with it. Today, in our first ever episode of It's Not Worthy, we're going to take a look at the just released alternative version of the movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League. The movie is available to watch in the UK on Sky Cinema Premiere. That's assuming that they don't show you a Sarah Jessica Parker movie by mistake instead. But if you're feeling like you're CBA with that right now, just watch this short video instead. Let's be honest, the original Justice League movie was a hot pile of burning trash, but it wasn't always going to be this way. Back in 2017, Zack Snyder, the director of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, was filming the epic first part of a planned trilogy of movies that would be released in between standalone Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash and Batman movies. Having already filmed 100% of the movie, Snyder suffered a devastating personal tragedy, but still tried to continue making the film and managed to assemble a 3.5-hour director's cut. This cut caused significant creative differences with Warner executives who wanted a light-hearted 2-hour movie. 2 months later, Snyder stepped away from making the film, or was fired depending on the rumour mill, at which point Buffy the Vampire creator Joss Whedon was brought in to finish it. Originally, Warner Brothers said Whedon would be filming in Snyder's trademark style and viewers would never know the difference. However, Warner also saw a chance to change the movie from Snyder's original dark vision, and following their requests, Whedon went on to rewrite, refilm, restructure almost the entire film, using only around 10% of Snyder's footage. He even went as far as to replace the original score from Tom Holkenborg, aka Junkie XL, with new work by composer Danny Elfman. Several months of planned reshoots were complicated by Henry Cavill now having started work on Mission Impossible Fallout, and leading to the creation of the now legendary Mustache Gate, as producing on Mission Impossible wouldn't allow the Justice League filmmakers to shave his mustache off, and resulted in them having to digitally remove it in post-production. And if you thought CGI had reached the point where removing a man's mustache would be easy, well, you thought wrong. Fans who had been whipped into an excitement by the original March 2017 trailer were massively disappointed with the final 2-hour Whedon movie, now referred to as the Justice League, as virtually none of the footage from the trailer was in the finished film, and all the characters had become wisecracking heroes in a film riddled with terrible CGI, plot holes, and none of the story details Snyder had promised would set up future installments of the universe. The film was released to poor reviews, and the public reception was not much better, with most fans disappointed. General consensus then was that the film was and not good, just those that weren't still hypnotised by Superman's top lip anyway. Despite making $650 million, it conservatively cost $450 million to make, and the film was considered a commercial failure as well, especially compared to the $2 billion of Avengers Infinity War just 6 months later. The film looked to have sunk the planned Justice League movies and almost the entire DC movie universe, despite the success of the standalone Wonder Woman and Aquaman films released not long after. During the fallout of the Justice League failure, fans became much more aware of the fact Snyder had essentially finished his version of the movie before stepping away, and started a campaign online to #release the Snyder Cut, which went on for over 3 years. Snyder and most of the cast also supported this campaign and would occasionally release previously unseen artwork or plotlines from the unreleased version. Warner Brothers was potentially opposed to the Snyder Cut ever seeing the light of day, probably for the reasons of the massive costs of releasing yet another version of the film theatrically, as well as the potential embarrassment of the film succeeding where the version they had created failed. With the HBO Max streaming service on the horizon though, somebody somewhere hit upon the idea that the Snyder Cut could finally have an avenue for release, and also provide great PR for the new service. Indeed, when the streaming service launched in May 2020, the major selling point was that fans would finally be able to see the Snyder Cut, fully complete, and how the director originally envisioned. Snyder was given an estimated $70 million to finish the visual effects and other post-production work, which included bringing Junkie XL back on board to score the movie. Snyder has stated that not a single frame of film from Whedon's reshoots has been used to create this new version. Originally planned to be released as 6 episodes, the film has now been released in full as a 4-hour movie, with chapter cards breaking up the film in a similar way as the episodes might have done. Yep, 4 hours. A 4-hour superhero movie, which, realistically, we were never ever going to get in the cinema. Having gone back and reviewed his director's cut, originally his assembly cut had run 5 hours, Snyder has re-edited, included more finished effects work and produced a 4-hour movie, easily eclipsing the 3-hour director's cut of Batman v Superman. So make sure you've got a comfy chair to sit in. It's got black bars on both sides. It looks like my old TV. Are already some of the cries from viewers, and the reason for this is again that this release is 100% Snyder's original vision, which includes framing the entire movie in the 1.33 to 1 IMAX ratio. The reason for this is that Snyder has stated his love for presenting the movie on an IMAX screen and uses this format to include extra height in all of his shots. Without the movie being framed this way and instead presented and cropped for widescreen as would normally happen, important picture information would be lost at the top and bottom of the frame. So, like it or love it, you're probably never going to see a version of this film that fills your entire TV screen. And that's all credit to this being completely the director's vision for the film, and fair play to Warner's for finally giving him absolute free rein to do this without restrictions. And to be fair, you can't cry for being given exactly what you asked for. Everyone knows the ranking of Best Batman goes Michael Keaton, Kevin Conroy, Will Arnett, Christian Bale, Adam West, and then way below them, Val Kilmer and George Clooney have a Friday night pissed up rumble behind a kebab shop over who is only the second worst Batman of all time and who should be dead ass last. But now there's a growing trend to put Ben Affleck somewhere near the top of the rankings, and it's hard to disagree with them based on this revised version, as his Batman is now able to contribute so much more to the movie, especially during the final battle. Although it also means you no longer get the worst bat reaction shot ever. And it's not just Batman, every character comes away better in the Snyder Cut. Wonder Woman, who was so well introduced in Batman v Superman, is almost second lead to Batman, and gives Godot a lot more to do than be eye candy, with Aquaman also no longer reduced to just making sexist jokes at her expense, and enjoying a bit more setup for the Aquaman movie that followed shortly after. The real revelations here, though, are the Flash and Cyborg, who are given a lot more importance to the outcome of the plot, and a chance to truly flesh out their characters ahead of any further spin-off movies. Cyborg is still pretty much a literal Deus Ex Machina plot device, but at least he's given more heart and soul in this version, and the Flash is, like everyone in the film, significantly less used as a joke machine and much more as an integral part of the League. So, if you already like these characters then, you'll only like them more in this version. If you didn't, then you're probably still out of luck. Probably the one character that's least changed in this version is Superman, other than having his wonky lip fixed. His character arc is virtually the same, but that doesn't mean it's anything you've seen before. Again, this is almost all new footage, and that includes the final battle with Steppenwolf, which again means no more. Yes, you do, you big comic book nerd, you. Well, no spoilers of course, but the bit where Batman meets, and then Wonder Woman does this, and right in the middle when, and go, and then right up, I mean, you could just watch it. Well, risk of your buttocks falling asleep aside, if you're not already a fan of the DC movies, then this will in no way change your mind. This is not the careful world building of the Marvel Universe. It's messy, it's dark, and there's no chance we're going to get the other two parts to finish the story. But if you enjoyed Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, then you kind of have to watch this. It backcraps on the Whedon version from a great height, vindicates Snyder's original vision, and the dedication of everyone who supported the release. It is solidly entertaining from the start to the cliffhanging final scenes. And for the record, I'm starting this hashtag right now. Hashtag release the Snyder sequels.
So begins the end. For Darkseid.
I've never seen a being this strong. Maybe one. He's back.
I spent a lot of time trying to divide us. I made a promise to him on his grave. I need to bring us together. There are enemies coming from far away.
They serve an old power.
This world is divided. no protectors here. No lanterns. No kryptonium. It will fall in his name. I have turned worlds to dust. All of existence shall be mine.
I have a second chance. I am not gonna waste it.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
Fighting the devil and his army. You know, I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us united.
It's time to stand, fight. The time is now.